Hello, if you're new here, my name is Jade. I am a booktuber, an author of a cozy political fantasy, and I also have a dash of the weeps when it comes to late winter. So, I'm going to be doing my February TBR, and I'm batch filming today because I can feel it coming on. I can feel that negative, dreary energy entering my system, and I don't want it. I don't want any of it, but it is going to kind of just sweep over me, and I think that I need to just accept that and accept the moments where I feel like I have energy, like I have oomph, so that I don't go on a 2 to 3 month to 2 year hiatus, which is what we're doing today. We are batch filming. I have just done a bookshelf tour. I've finished off a vlog that I've been working on throughout January, and now I'm going to give you my February TBR, which is definitely when the case of the weeps really hits me hard. I'm gonna fight this feeling with everything I have, which includes a spinach and strawberry smoothie. I made it for myself today just because I knew I would be talking about all of this. Let's get into what I'm going to be reading in February. I'm going for cozy, heartfelt, lovely books. I love horror novels. I have found a new fascination with thrillers and suspense. I like the quick pace books. I like action adventure. I love when terrifying and horrible things happen to really nice characters. I'm not doing that this time around. I'm going with comfort reads. I'm going with found family, friendship, kind of cheesy, but not too romantic is what I'm after. With that in mind, I am going to be doing some rereads this February, as well as some potential favorites and books I think that will still fulfill that need in me. And that is Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales. This is the third book in the Emily Wilde series, following Emily Wilde, a dryadologist or like fairy expert who goes around and is collecting data and information and studying fairies. She is incredibly no nonsense while also writing journals about fairies, which comes off a lot of the time as nonsense. And along for the ride is her somewhat academic rival and friend Wendell, who I absolutely adore, and I feel like Emily does an excellent job of telling you everything you need to know while also still keeping the whimsy alive. And the third book comes out February 11th, so I already have it pre-ordered as an audiobook, and I'm just gonna listen to it straight away. I don't want to wait. I just read the second one, so the story's fresh in my mind. If you want more of my thoughts on the second book, then I can go ahead and link a vlog up here and down there where I just have a lazy, relaxed day. It was absolutely fantastic. I cannot wait to read this third installment. After that, I am kind of relying on Libby pulling through for me on this one. I was reading The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi, but I had it on Libby, and it is a big audiobook. It was taking me some time because I was kind of just listening to it off and on. I thought I was going to be able to finish it by the end of 2024, but it just didn't happen, and Libby snapped it back, but I went immediately back on the wait list, and it says I only have about 3 weeks, which would fall in February, so I hope I can finish it. I was about halfway through, and things were really great and interesting, and while this is an adventurous tale, there's something about this main character that makes me feel, I don't know, very lighthearted. Amina is a force to be reckoned with, and she also is kind of like a hardened pirate with a really snarky and fun sense of humor. Having not finished the book, but read the synopsis and the first part of it, The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi follows Amina, and she is a retired pirate, but is then tasked with finding the child of her old crewmate. And she is a pirate. There is a large sum of money involved, as well as definitely some found family vibes and piratey camaraderie. I'm just really enjoying it, and I think that it will fit really well into this vibe I'm creating for myself in February, and it would also be nice to say I finished it because it's a big book, and I've been at it for a while. My next book I'm going to talk about is The Hedge Witch of Fox Hall by Anna Bright. This is a book I picked up on my vacation after reading the first few pages, and I have since read the first chapter, and I'm just really loving the cozy fuzzy feelings this book has been giving me thus far. From my initial spark of picking it up to reading the first chapter, our main character is a hedge witch, and she uses natural magic to only help really common folk. She's working alongside an elitist coven of witches that only works with like higher end clients, but she is helping everyone in a situation where magic is fading from Wales. This is a Welsh-inspired fantasy novel, and these two princes and her go on a bit of an adventure. I'm starting to get that tingly feeling inside that tells me like this is something special, and I just haven't read it yet. I then have 3 potential probable rereads that I'm going to be doing in February, and that is because these books I know bring me joy. These are books I've read before, I will read again, and I will continue reading throughout my life and hopefully for my generations to come. I want these books always in my life, and I don't want to always just focus focus on trying new books and trying to find new favorites. I recently did a video where I was trying to narrow down my all-time favorite book, which I did come to a conclusion of that, but it was traumatizing and I don't want to talk about it. Again, link down below. However, what I will touch is the Raven Cycle series by Maggie Stiefvater. The first book being The Raven Boys. This follows a girl named Blue who's growing up in a household of psychics, but she herself is not a psychic. Her mother prophesied a long time ago that if Blue kissed her true love, that they would die. Blue has, of course, then gone ahead and sworn off the entire concept of falling in love, but does find a group of boys who are trying to find a dead Welsh king and joins their team. We have all sorts of love happening in this book, as well as the entire series. This has magic, it has a storyline, it's got a plot, but it's mostly about the found family, the vibes, these individual characters. I just absolutely love this series. They feel like my friends, and I haven't read them in a while, but I recently begged, pleaded, forced my friend Rachel to read these books, and watching her vlog made me want to reread them. I also very much so want her to get to book 2, which is The Dream Thieves, and my favorite in the series. I'm hoping that by reading these books, I can kindly ask her, coerce her, force her to possibly pick up book 2 and see if she likes it as much as she liked book 1, if not more, because again, this is my favorite one. So I'm going to see how far I can get through this series, but since I've read them so many times, I feel like I will kind of zip right through. My next reread will be the Nevermore series by Jessica Townsend. This is in a really hopeful preparation for the 4th book coming out. Jessica Townsend has had a few delays over the years. I'm gonna go ahead and read these and just hope that by the time I'm finished with them, I can go ahead and read the newest installation. The first book in the Nevermore series is The Trials of Morrigan Crow. This follows a girl named Morrigan. She was born on the unluckiest day, and therefore every hardship in her town is blamed upon her. However, a man called Jupiter North swoops in out of a different realm and carries her off to participate in trials to join the Wonder Society. These books make me feel so happy, so cozy. I think they're also really perfect for winter as they have Yuletide silliness as well as magic, just really discovering what family is and what it can be and where you can find it. I also really love the magic system in here. There are knacks, which are like small magics and different ways people can just make their lives a little easier. And yeah, that sounds great. It sounds like just what I need. These books do deal with really important topics and kind of like heavy hitter topics, but the way in which they deal with them makes it feel like a safe and comprehensible way, especially since they are middle grade books. They are speaking to a younger audience, and sometimes I just need that part of me spoken to. This allows me to think about important topics that are happening in the world, but in the safety of these books while I kind of wind down through the end of winter. And that is my TBR for the month of February. It's not large. I mean, technically it's 10 books, but 2 series rereads, so we'll see where we end up. But I would love to know what books are on your TBR. What are you thinking of reading in February? Or if you're not up to any of that, don't worry about it. Go ahead and leave some flower emojis, just because I'm about ready for spring, and flowers are nice. Who doesn't like some flowers? But whether you do or not, I hope you're enjoying the sun or more stars wherever you are, and until next time, bye!